here. You may remember me as an instructor at the Trauma Blood Club and the Advent Club. This is our video on how to prepare yourself just a little bit better for running. And it basically involves assessment, self-assessment of where you could improve your abilities as a runner and how you absorb the forces of running. So we're actually going to start right down at the feet. You need to check that you have reasonable range of motion through your toes. So there's a couple ways to do this. We can do it standing, which is just how much can you bend your toes. My movement is excessive and I might get a cramp, but no, it's not happening right now. I'll show it the other way. So this is normal too. So this is from the knees. We may have done this at yoga, heels are up. As you can see, my toes bend excessively. That it doesn't need to be that much, but we need a bit of motion there, especially through your big toe. And then going the other way will be sitting back on your heels. Now that some of us can do really easy and some not so much, but this is also your ankle range of motion. And finally, the other way, which is I wasn't able to do standing just now because my feet have been held up in shoes all day, is to hold your feet and your toes and bend them the other way towards the bottom of your foot. So some of you may have lots of movement, others not so much, but we're just looking for a reasonable range. So next that I mentioned is mobility of the ankle. So I can show this seated. I was told by a chiropractor many years ago, Vivian, if you'd like to run, you're gonna need a lot more than 0 degrees of, this is dorsiflexion, foot moving in. So I don't have a lot, that's plantar flexion, I've got plenty there, but this is a little bit, for lack of a better word, on the sad side. So how does this improve? Basically, it's calf stretching. And we do this, there's quite a few ways, but this is an easy way on a step. You put your foot up against heel down, and you lean in, and that's what's giving you a stretch through the ankle. And that may help you improve over time the ability of your foot to flex, because you need that motion. Now that we've demonstrated this, we need to check the mobility of your hips. So from the side, most of us have a reasonable range of lifting that leg up. What we don't check sometimes, because this is the move that you need to kick someone. So you're gonna kick them, or kick a door open, that's what you need. What we don't check sometimes is going backwards. So even this movement, just doing this 8 to 10 times before you go for a run can help you activate these muscles just a little bit more to help you be a little bit more efficient during your run. And a lot of runners end up missing this range of motion. So maybe yours is only this much, and it doesn't need to be all the way up like a ballet dancer, but we're just looking for more ease of movement. And next on the list is the squat. It took me 20 years to improve on this. So your feet are a little wider than hip width apart. You can have your hands in front, behind the head, or right up overhead, most difficult, like an Olympic weightlifter, which is not me. So I'm just gonna do the medium version. And notice I'm widening my feet, because that's my only hope of getting down. So you might come down to here, and that's reasonable. Even better is if you can squat all the way down. That shows you that your ankles, knees, and hips have a reasonable range of motion. So if you cannot get down here, you gotta practice, just for your own sake. So I have this block ready. If you can't get down, prop yourself, and I call this a made-for-TV exercise, because you can just practice being able to sit in a squat to just even get your body used to it. I used it. I got my ankles a lot more used to being down here. I didn't have a TV back then, or Netflix, but I still did it. Like I would read and I would practice being in this position. And I did a lot of calf raises to get down, but everybody's gonna be different. You might need to loosen your hips, but whatever it is, we are looking for an ability, this is the most difficult version, to be up and squat all the way down while keeping your heels on the ground. And if you can't, then you can have your heels up and just keep practicing your ability, because this is the screen: ankles, knees, and hips of general health. Next on the list is core. So when you have your core, you've got your elbows underneath your shoulders. We've all done this, the plank. And this is a basic test, being able to hold the plank for about a minute or so. I don't think I'll actually do it because that's not going to be fun for you to watch, but I guarantee you I can. So that's your basic level of strength. You need that. And if you don't have it yet, then actually start on your hands and just build up the time. You can do 2 sets of 20, 30 seconds, and all you need is a minute to gain that stability. And another core exercise that's really good is just even stay down here and be able to lift up one leg and then the other, and then another is to be able to reach from side to side. So these are all ideas on how to strengthen your core, which will help you with your running. Another potential is to just check your breathing. So most of us probably have a bit of shallow breathing from stress levels, posture. This is a nice easy one that you can do prior to a run. You're lying down and have your arms out, because this opens up through the chest and your diaphragm, and you can start to allow yourself to relax a bit. You can do any of these movements that we've shown. Wherever you notice some limitation, that's what you need to work on before your run. So myself, I like this one sometimes to relax. What I like to do is I'm using mini ball, and I need to mobilize my feet, even though I have those flexible toes, this joint across my foot. I go from baby toe to the big toe, and I mobilize through there, and I also move through the arch at another end of the foot. This is a specific mini AccuBall. It's a little softer than a golf ball, but if you've got another tool, you can use it. It just helps loosen up those joints through your toes, from the big toe all the way to your baby toe, and that allows your toes and the muscles, intrinsic muscles in your feet, to work a bit better. And then coming through the middle of the foot. Not pleasant, but it does work. And I also like to do a little bit of the calf stretch before and after I run. But that's for me specifically. So you may identify that you could be working a little bit on your breathing. It might be your squat, it might be your core, it might be your hips. Just pick 1 to 2 movements to work on as your little running preparation exercises to better prepare yourself to run. So thank you for taking the time, and you're welcome to email or call us with any questions at the Adelaide Clinic. Good to see you on a video.